Welcome to Unit 3, Lesson 5. This is our only lesson for this week. As you know, we're off after this. So you're looking for tasks to complete for U3L5. You can find that under assignments or on the weekly calendar on the Science2 homepage. Today's date is November 24th. I don't want to give you any homework over the long weekend, so I'm going to delve right in. We won't do our little breakout room thing. I want to make sure you have time to do the activities that I would like to get done today. The first thing is actually what's called a formative assessment probe. So on the task to complete, step number 1, the do now, you just need to click on that, what's our clouds made of? It's a little quiz. I want to emphasize this quiz is graded for completion, not for correctness. So don't freak out. You don't need to go look something up or whatever. The whole point of this is for me to see what you are thinking, right? So there's no right or wrong answers here. I just want to know, what do you think? Who do you agree with and why? So you're going to read about 6 friends who are debating about what clouds are made out of. Choose who you think is the most correct and explain why you think that. Then we'll come together to reflect a little bit. So I'm going to time for 10 minutes to get through it. And once I see that we've got everyone responding, we'll come back together. 10 minutes to work on what are clouds made of. Go for it. All right, we got 12 responses. So according to Canvas, looks like 8 of you went with Glenda, 4 of you went with Rosie. So 8 people went with Glenda. Glenda said, I think clouds are made of tiny drops of water or tiny ice crystals. And again, 4 of you went with Rosie, who said, I think clouds are made of evaporated water in the form of gas. So the most correct answer is actually Glenda. I know it's weird to think, but clouds are actually liquid or ice. They're not gas. However, that is a very common misunderstanding. So what Rosie states is actually very widely believed, right? Is that people think clouds are just evaporated water, and when it condenses back into liquid form, that's when it rains. That's not actually the case. You cannot see water vapor. If clouds were made of purely water in gaseous form, we would not be able to see them. And so they are actually really, really tiny liquid molecules and ice crystals that are floating. They're so tiny and so light that air keeps them high up in the, is able to keep them afloat. But when they glob together into much bigger pieces, that's when rain falls or snow falls or something like that. Again, this is what we're going to be exploring today. So again, don't panic if you got that wrong. Point is to grade for completion, not for correctness. Before we delve into cloud stuff, though, I wanted to review the Ed puzzle, which was the homework was the Coriolis effect. So please make sure you have uploaded your photo of simulating the Coriolis effect. We did most of that in class. Ed puzzle is looking good. If your Ed puzzle didn't work for you, then remember there's the alternative version of the Google form that you can also complete. You had to watch this video and complete the Ed puzzle. And again, I just think this kind of stuff's really fascinating. A year of weather. Quick review, there were really only 4 key questions in the Ed puzzle. The first was looking at this month, but this is showing you January of 2019. What is all over the Northern Hemisphere? What is Alaska and most of Canada, North America, and all of Russia covered in?
No.
Yeah, right? The Northern Hemisphere is tilted away from the sun. So it's winter. Whereas if you look in the Southern Hemisphere, especially in Australia and Africa, you can see they almost kind of light up and look deserty because they are going through their summer. Then to jump ahead to the middle here, this is June. Notice all the snow is gone from most of the northern regions. All right, there's still snow in the towards the pole, but now the northern hemisphere is tilted towards the sun, going through summer. And if you just look at the tip of South America in the southern hemisphere, you can see a little bit of snow there. The southern hemisphere is going through winter. Kind of cool to see the wind patterns and everything. Otherwise, you just had to look at a couple storms. You can see Hurricane Alvin right now coming off and headed into the Pacific here. But notice, you can just see it on Hurricane Alvin there, the counterclockwise rotation, right? And that's characteristic of storms in the northern hemisphere. Whereas in the southern hemisphere, you had to watch a typhoon that was over here hitting Africa, had a clockwise rotation. And I honestly am not entirely sure how they compile this together. I think it's satellite images and videos all overlaid into one. The way it loads, I think that's what's going on, but it's pretty cool to watch. Oops, sorry, one more thing to share was then the reading reflection. Sorry, we'll go back to that. Which is looking great. I'm seeing 11 11 attempts on it. So if you haven't gotten this done, please do so. But of those 11 attempts, looks like every single multiple choice question is right. So hopefully you used your multiple attempts to correct that, or you're just feeling really good about the reading. Any questions, comments, concerns about the homework that was due? Feeling good? All right, our goal today is to do an activity as well as an ed puzzle that relate to clouds and what clouds are made of and precipitation, which you read about prior to class. So the first thing, again, I'm gonna share my screen here for 2 seconds just to walk you through what you're gonna do. On the tasks to complete list, we are now on step 3, cloud in a jar activity. So you're gonna make a cloud at home. All you need is a glass jar, some ice on a metal lid, some hot water, some spray of some kind, an aerosol spray. It could be hairspray, it could be deodorant. Hairspray is the best thing. And that's it. So you're gonna click on this assignment here, cloud in a jar Flipgrid. It'll take you to this assignment where, once again, I have a list of materials as well as alternatives, right? So if you don't have a metal lid to put the ice in, you can use aluminum foil or something like that. But this is what you will need for this activity. As usual, I made a demonstration video, which I encourage you to watch and then just mimic yourself. You're gonna post a video to Flipgrid where you're gonna do 3 things, okay? These are the 3 things you're gonna be grading. First is that you show your full jar and you show the cloud moving. You should see a little bit of movement inside your jar. The second, you answer this question: what is the purpose of the ice sitting on the lid? So I'd like you to explain that in the video. And then the next question is, what is the white mist cloud you are seeing made of, right? Is it liquid water droplets or water vapor? Again, trying to drive that point home. So emphasize that. The Flipgrid looks like this. Again, the same demonstration video I made is right there, as well as the basic instructions. I'm gonna time for 20 minutes to work on this. You don't have to be done in 20 minutes. It's okay if you aren't, but I just wanna come and check in, and then I'll let you go again to either continue working on it, or if you do get done before 20 minutes is over, or at 20 minutes, then you can move on to the next task, which is an ed puzzle related to the reading. I'll be here listening if you have questions, or if you're not sure what to do or can't find certain pieces of equipment, just let me know. Go for it.